Hey, what's up guys, this is s7yler, and in this video I'm going to unbox and review the YotaPhone 2 international version with dual screen, so let's start the video. So this phone was actually announced back in 2014 by a Russian mobile service provider called Yota as the world's first dual screen smartphone, so it was very special. When it was released, it retailed for about $500 a pretty high price. Today you can now get it for only $150, and even though the hardware is no longer the newest, the specifications are still pretty awesome and you get a pretty nice phone for the money. You get features like built-in NFC, wireless charging, a full HD AMOLED display and an always-on e-ink screen on the backside. So let me first unbox it. And as you can see, the design of the packaging is made really cool. So let's have a close look at the phone. On the backside we find the always-on e-ink display with something in Russian. Let me remove the plastic from the front and also the backside. And the backside has a matte finish that we also know from e-ink ebook readers, while on the front we have a normal AMOLED Full HD display. Let's proceed and check the rest. There's a quick start guide in English and Chinese. And this one here seems to be fully in Chinese, no idea what it says. Then to the left there are two small boxes. In the smallest we find a small pin to open the SIM tray. In the second box we find some special designed Yota headphones, and there are also a lot of extra ear tips included. And here we have the earphones. They have a very special design, but the quality seems good. It uses a flat cable and there are also some controls. And here the jack stick with 4 connections. So let's see what we have in the next box. Here we have the micro USB cable. And it does not look like the typical cheap cables from China. It is also in a special design that I kind of like. And last, a compact wall charger with round corners. And the YotaPhone logo on top will actually light up when it begins to charge your phone. A small but very cool detail. The spec says 5 volt 1.5 amp, and notice also that it is CE and TÜV certified. So that was all the content and the full unboxing. Let's close Pandora's box again. So the SIM tray is actually integrated into the volume button, and let me just open it up so you can have a look. Here you see the contacts for the volume up and down. This tray only supports 1 nano SIM card, so dual SIM or a TF card is not possible. On the front we find a very nice 5-inch Full HD AMOLED display, which is also easy to see under direct sunlight. The always-on e-ink is on 4.7 inch. The good thing is that it nearly doesn't use any power, and it can still display a picture when the phone is completely off or if there is no battery left. But in return it reacts a lot slower than the front display. You especially see that when you scroll or change a page. The UI is close to stock Android 5. No fancy layout. Yota only implemented some few extra features in the settings and some special apps for the e-ink display. Because of the AMOLED display, it also has very nice black values. So black is really black and close to what's seen on Samsung devices. A very convenient feature is the double tap to unlock, so it will not just wake like seen on other devices, but directly unlock the device in one go. The UI is smooth and nice and can easily be operated with just one hand. To lock you just place 3 fingers at the same time on the display, and this works great. Of course this is not so convenient in games or apps that uses multitouch, but it is a feature that can be disabled or enabled in the settings. The same double tap or 3-finger lock features can also be used on the back side. Because of the matte finish on the back, the phone feels really good in the hand. The build quality is high, and on the front it nearly looks like a Motorola or older Samsung device. Now let's test the quality of the loudspeaker with YouTube. The phone comes with Google's stock camera app, nothing fancy, but let's just check the megapixels inside the settings. And let's check the autofocus. It is working, but it could be a little bit faster, but it's still okay. Overall, the camera is very decent, especially considering the now low price of this phone, but have a look at some camera samples and judge for yourself. The first time you start up the phone, you will be presented with a tutorial that step by step will guide you through how to use the different features. So you can hold down the home button. It will give you 3 options. The left one will activate Yota Mirror, which means it will show the main screen 1-to-1 just on the e-ink backside in black and white. You can do all the same stuff as on the color screen, but it will be a little bit slower, and you do notice that when you scroll around. And because of the e-ink, you may sometimes see leftovers from a previous page, but as soon it gets all black, it will update fine again. The great thing about the e-ink display is that it uses much less battery, so you will have extended battery life if you use your phone a lot for surfing, reading or emails. The shortcut to the right will make a screenshot and place it on the backside. The difference here is that this can still be shown even after you have turned off the phone or if the battery runs totally out of power. It will still be shown on the back, just like on a piece of paper. A small trick is if you press the power button together with the volume down at the same time, it will take a screenshot of the front side, while if you do the same just with the volume up, the screenshot will be taken of the back side instead. Now let's check the phone settings. Here first the quick toggles. Let me first scroll all down to About Phone. And inside here you see that it has support for system updates, which actually does work as I already got an update. And here you see the info and some of the improvements. You here also see that it only uses Android 5.0, and to be honest, you shouldn't expect it to get 6 or 7, but just be satisfied with 5.0 that actually runs very stable and good. Let's get back and let me also just show you the NFC settings. And there's also Android Beam. Other special settings are for Yota Hub, where you can enable a white theme, actually made for the white version of the phone. There's Yota Energy, where you can enable power saving mode or an extreme power saving. And inside lock and unlock, you here can enable auto detect display and the double tap to unlock for both sides, and also how to lock them again with, for example, the 3-finger touch method. Here's the notification settings. Animations can be customized, and the camera also has some few special options. And there's the possibility to show a picture on the e-ink display when using the camera. Normal display settings for both displays. Then there's storage with about 25 GB total space. Battery settings and info. And here the RAM consumption. You can also add more users. And we also have tap and pay for the NFC feature. Very interesting. The phone is multi-language with support for nearly all kinds of languages. All to the left we find Google Now, and as you can see it runs very good. Here you see the special Yota apps that can be used with the e-ink display, for example checkers or chess. Let's try Yota Reader, perfect with white text on a black background. And even YouTube with sound will work in black and white. On the first page I have some shortcuts. You can see the current weather and the temperature. On the next page I have a calendar. There's a music player that plays your MP3s. An overview of the Yota apps. And the camera here will also work. Let's just try it. And here I have just added some various stuff. And on my last page I just have a nice custom wallpaper and some few shortcuts. So all these pages can be set up and configured inside an app called Yota Hub. You can add different covers, layouts and shortcuts. Special wallpapers can be set up for each page. And the possibilities to customize these are nearly endless. You can freely remove or add parts or boxes just like you want. In the rest of the video I will show you some results from different test apps, and in the end I will run a game and tell you about the pros and cons, so stay tuned if you want to know more. So this is the end of the review, and now to my personal pros and cons. First, the pros. The original price back in 2014 was $500 and in 2015 for the international version even €700 in Germany. Now it is sold for only $150 and I must say that's a really good price, even though the hardware is not the newest anymore. It comes with a lot of nice features like NFC, wireless charging, quick charge, good looking AMOLED with Full HD, an e-ink display, good built-in loudspeaker, gyroscope and a fast compass. Gaming is fast and smooth on the phone. The camera quality is very decent and the software and the Yota apps and special software features runs good and stable. Regarding the cons, the hardware is today not exactly mind-blowing and it comes with only 2GB RAM, but okay, for some this will probably still be more than enough. The phone unfortunately sometimes get a bit warm. I haven't experienced any crashes because of that, but it can be a little bit uncomfortable to hold. It only comes with Android 5.0 out of the box, and to be honest you shouldn't expect Android 6 or 7 for this device. There is no notification LED, no backlit hardware buttons and no micro SD card slot. Also it supports only single SIM, and last, the battery could be a little bit bigger in my opinion. Still it is okay with average usage, depending on how much you also use the second screen. So guys, that's it for the review. Remember also to check out my blog. You find the link in the video description. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.